Hi guys, Steve Blankard here again. I'm out at the range with another antique rifle to share with you. And this is one that I was looking at my videos and I kind of realized that I had forgotten to share one of my really favorite antique rifles that I have. This is a number two Remington sporting rifle. It's one of the mid-size rolling blocks. And I've got a small collection of these. I'm really fond of these type of rifles, but this one is particularly interesting. It was probably made in late 1880s, early 1890s period, and it's chambered in 32 rimfire. It's actually marked 32 RF on the bottom of the barrel. Now I've had at least three or four of these number two rifles that are marked 32 rimfire. But what I found is every one of them is actually chambered for the 32 extra long rimfire, which is contrary to the markings. They're not marked extra long. The number four rifles, which are the smaller boys' rolling blocks, they're typically marked just 32, and they're chambered for the 32, just the 32 rimfire or 32 long. But this is chambered, and all the ones I've checked are chambered for the extra long cartridge. But it's not really not indicated by the chamber caliber markings on the barrel, which is a little odd. But it seems like back in the 19th century they weren't real specific on their chambering caliber markings, and it varied from maker to maker, so it's a little unusual. But this one is kind of neat. I mean, when I got the first one of these and I found out it was a longer case. First, I started making cases, rimfire cases, by boring them out and using a starter pistol blank as a primer for the rimfire. Now the cases can be made from 25-20 single shot brass or 327 Federal Magnum brass with a bit of work. Um, Now on this one, the breech block has been converted to center fire, which makes it a whole lot easier to load. Now the center fire equivalent of 32 extra long rimfire is 32 Ballard extra long. It's basically the same thing, just in a center fire version. And this rifle has really turned out to be a very accurate rifle with the right bullet and load. And I'll tell you, my favorite bullet is the made by Accurate Molds. It's a 31-090S bullet. That's about 93 grains. And it's a heel bullet. Now, these heel bullet cartridges are something I've gotten into a number of years ago, and they're a bit more of a challenge, but I think they're very interesting too. A heel bullet cartridge is the same as what a 22 long rifle cartridge is today. It means the bullet diameter, the outside diameter of the bullet, is the same as the outside diameter of the case. It's not smaller, but the base of the bullet has a step, a smaller step or a heel that slips inside the case for it to fit into it. So it's something that's long obsolete in modern high power cartridges, except for the 22 long rifle. But it was a very popular way of doing it in the 19th century. Now the 22, this cartridge here, the 22 long rifle, I'm sorry, the 32 extra long, or the 32 Ballard extra long, really, this really lost out to the Winchester 3220. It's a very similar cartridge. Um, let me bring you over here. So as you can see, it's a very similar cartridge, similar size. Um, but because it's a heel bullet, the lube grooves are exposed, so they can gather dirt. And with a 3220 was a inside lubricated cartridge, and it was a little bit longer, so it's a little more powerful. But this is pretty close to it. So, they're long obsolete, but I find that it shoots really well. Now, I've tried quite a few different loads with it. These are loaded with 9.5 grains of Alliant Reloader 7 powder and this Accurate 93 grain bullet, and it shoots really well. When I do my part and my eyes are focusing well, I've shot this. I've shot under, I'd say under an inch and a quarter at 100 yards with this, with a 5-shot group, which I can't say I could duplicate it again, but it just shows how accurate the cartridge can be when it's set up right and with a good pair of eyes. So it's a lot of fun. These number two rolling blocks were made from 1872 up to maybe 1913. They were shipped and they evolved over the time, but they're basically a mid-size rifle, and they were made for what we would consider today pistol-sized cartridges. both in rimfire and then some of the centerfire cartridges, anywhere from 22 up to 44 centerfire, and even a couple of some in 44-40. So they're not really big, but they're just a beautiful size. Really nice to carry. They're very accurate. They were popular in their day because they were a nice mid-size. They weren't the big heavy number 1 size, and they were bigger than the smaller number 4s, which were the boys' rifles. So they're just really, really nice rifles. They're easily recognized by this kind of curved rear end of the receiver. It's the only rolling block that has this curved back side of the receiver here, so they're easily recognized. So let's take a few shots here. I'm out at the range. I've got a gong set up here at 50 yards. So let's see if we can knock it a couple of times, huh? Okay. Love the sound of that ring. One more, another one here. All right, let's do one more. All righty. So that's the number 2 Remington sporting rifle in 32 extra long rimfire, now 32 Ballard extra long. So hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll get more videos out soon. Take care.